Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie. Today I have a Diamond Art Club sneak peek to share with you. They are launching a partnership with the one and only Thomas Kinkade, and you know what? Let's be real, it's not that often that you're gonna see a landscape here on my channel. But when we're talking about an artist as iconic, classic, beloved as Thomas Kinkade, I was really excited to see what they were releasing and delighted that they asked if I would share one of these with you guys. This one in particular genuinely caught my eye because there are some stunning colors in the background with the mountains and the sky, and this image I just thought was so peaceful and serene. I actually really am looking forward to sharing this with you today. This is called Cathedral Mountain Lodge and is, yes, by Thomas Kinkade. And these kits, I feel like they've just all got to be huge because landscapes, high level of detail like you usually see with Thomas Kinkade, it's just going to need to be a large size point. So we've got 104.8 by 69.9 centimeters. This box is heavy. It's heavy. And then 41.3 by 27.6 inches. Now I'm going to walk you through the features of these kits. If you are new to Diamond Art Club, if you're maybe stumbling across them because of this Thomas Kinkade release, I just want to give you a sense for what you're going to get when you get a Diamond Art Club kit. So this kit is going to have square drills. If I had to guess, I'd imagine that most of the kits that they have from Thomas Kinkade will have squares because that lets them get that much more detail. Colors wise, we're looking at 94 colors, a lot of colors, you guys. 3 ABs, 3 fairy dust, and over 100,000 diamonds in this one kit. If you're new to diamond painting, and this is a kit that you're working on as someone that's new to diamond painting, bravo, you are the MVP, but here's some how-tos. I will also have some beginner videos linked below if you want to have some demos and someone to just kind of walk you through the process. Hopefully that will help. Kit contents, we're going to go through all of that, and then they do put the name and everything at the bottom of the box just to help with finding the kit you're looking for, however you're storing them. Now, if you are doing some shopping with Diamond Art Club and it is your very first purchase, I have a 20% off discount code you can use to save a little bit on that first purchase. It is my name, Katie, Katie, and the number 20. FYI, that's an affiliate code, so I may make a small commission if you choose to use it. Just want to give you that full disclosure. Thank you so much, though, if you do. I really do appreciate it. So let's take a look. I'll be curious to see if these kits come with treasure quest cards because it seems like depending on the licensing agreement, that can sometimes determine if we get treasure quest cards with these kits. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, we'll get to those in just a minute. Let's start though with the toolkits. Diamond Art Club's toolkits, I feel like there's more to them. They tend to be upgraded, I feel like, compared to a basic toolkit from most other companies. As far as what all is included, let's take a peek. So first you're gonna have a twist and pick pen. It's got a little bit like more shape to it. It's more ergonomic than a standard basic thin pink pen that otherwise comes with a basic toolkit. It also comes preloaded with a clear wax, and the twist part of the name means you're just gonna twist it and then the wax will start coming out at the end. You don't need that much, but you can also load in more wax if you run out of what's already preloaded in there. Diamond Art Club gives you some extra clear wax, as well as they give you some of their classic pink heart wax if you prefer that. You can also use either of those waxes in the multi-placer on the end. It comes with a 4-placer, it's removable, and they give you a 7-placer as well you can pop in there. These pens also do fit their metal multi-placers. Just a word of advice, if you are buying metal multi-placers from their website with the intention of putting them in these pens, make sure you're getting the ones that push in and not the threaded ones that you would have to screw in, because these are just push-in style pens. We have some baggies. You could store some leftover diamonds in those. And then we have their trays, which are pretty big compared to a basic tray for sure. I really like this a lot because I like being able to pour a lot of diamonds into these trays. I like to multi-place, and so having a bigger tray makes that a lot easier. These also come with stoppers and lids, so it's kind of all pre-set up to if you wanted to kit up into your trays. If you have multiples of these, you can do that pretty easily. You can put the symbol sticker on the end, and they're also stackable. They've got these cutouts. So I don't know. Overall, I feel like Diamond Art Club's toolkits, they're pretty solid, I think. And here is going to be our sticker labels and possibly, I think there is a treasure quest card in there. Let's see. we do have a Treasure Quest card. Now, what these are, well, really gorgeous for one, and a pretty collectible. They're also part of Diamond Art Club's secondary rewards program. Each of the cards has a rank. This one is bronze. Now, if you get this kit, you might also get a bronze card. You're likely to get a bronze card because these are the most common. But there's also silver, gold, and black. The one that you get is going to be random. Once you get various combinations of the different ranks of cards, like so many gold, so many silver, so many bronze, you can redeem them for different rewards. There's a scratch off redemption code there, and you go to the Treasure Quest card part of the website. There's things like gift cards or even a custom diamond painting. Now, on the inside of this envelope, there's a variety of helpful things on here. I just want to call your attention to the Facebook group. That's the VIP group. You can join once you've made your first purchase. And also they have an app, which you can get 20% off your first app purchase if you want to be strategic about your coupons that you're using. Now, here we're going to have our sticker labels, and these are all individual stickers. Here's a nice bigger look at the original artwork. And yeah, there's a lot of detail here. I'm so curious to see, especially these areas down here, how they look on the canvas and how much detail Diamond Art Club is going to have captured there. On the inside of this sticker sheet here, these are all individual pre-cut sticker labels. It's got the DMC code on the right-hand side. This is the color code system that most diamond painting companies use. It comes from the DMC brand of floss and cross stitch. Diamond Art Club puts their special drills at the end. We've got Z, those are our fairy dust, ABs are our ABs, and then 6000s range colors. Those are actually not part of the DMC, but rather they're colors that Diamond Art Club has created to fill gaps in the DMC color code system. Since Diamond Art Club makes all their diamonds in-house, they're able to just go ahead and create colors, however they want. And I feel like that honestly only helps. That it's only a good thing. So handful of those with these particular canvases. So we are looking at a big canvas here. I am sure I will not be able to show you the entire thing in frame at once, but here in just a moment, I will get you a picture of the, holy cow, those mountains look incredible. Sorry, I'll get you a picture of the whole canvas in frame in just a moment, but I'm just busy looking at this. You know what my toxic trait is? My toxic trait is that, this landscape is going to be the one that turns me into a landscape person. We'll look at these diamonds in a bit. That is a big, heavy pack of diamonds, friends. Okay, let's get a sense for how this is looking just from the printing on the canvas. Yeah, that cabin, that looks good. In my opinion, you can you can see the fire pit with the chairs down here. They obviously had to sacrifice some detail. There's like a max width or length for the shortest side of the canvas. They're limited by the size of their current largest boxes. So I've just noticed that they don't really go any larger than around 70 centimeters on the shortest side, because otherwise they can't fit it into the boxes that they have for their kits or for shipping. So given that information, I'm looking at this and going, you know what? I see it. I really am excited to see all the pale pastels that I'm hoping are going to be in the drill colors for this, because that does look really, really pretty. All right, now is the time. Take a look at the screen if you would like to see the entire canvas in frame. I will get a better picture for you where you can see all of it. That's a stunner. Landscape lovers, my just ride or die landscape people, are you stoked for these Thomas Kinkade kits? This is gorgeous. This is really, really gorgeous. Let's take a look at some of the different features of these kits, again, for those of you that might be newer to this company. So let's talk about canvas material and just overall the materials. So it's a little wrinkly up here. It's going to lay flat. Diamond Art Club's canvases are made of this material that just, I don't know, it's magic. It's something. It's magical. It does a great job of laying flat on its own. You can also try rolling it if you don't want to have to wait. And it holds drills well. It's really soft on the back and has a nice weight to it. It's a nice canvas. It's one of my favorite canvas materials that's on the market. They use poured glue, and that's sticky. That's really sticky, a little bit stickier than usual. I'm not going to complain. And then they use a thick plastic cover, and they've done these perforated sections that are around 4 by 4 inches or 10 by 10 centimeters. And these lines that you can makes it easier to see the edges of those sections. So you can use that if you like having kind of sections done for you to work within. You're going to see a legend on the left side of the canvas and the bottom right side of the canvas. This is definitely the kind of size of canvas though. I'm going to strongly recommend that you use those sticker labels that came with this kit, so you're not, say you're in the middle of the canvas, you're not going to want to have to go over and look at the legend for all 94 colors every single time. Use those sticker labels. It'll help. At the bottom left, you're going to see a thumbnail, title, size, and copyright. So this is legally licensed from Thomas Kinkade Studios. And this is, I feel like, one of those artists that, along with, bigger IPs like, Disney and stuff, you'll often see this artist's work stolen, like used without permission and licensing. But Diamond Art Club has gotten official licensing and everything for this. This is all above board, and that's going to be the case with all of their artwork. Down here at the bottom, there's a discount code and their socials, which is where you want to follow to stay up to date with all their new releases and whatnot. And then your kit does come with a lifetime warranty. As long as you are the original owner and purchaser of your kit, you're covered under that lifetime warranty, which includes things like if you were to run out of a drill color, run into any trouble with your kit, you can contact customer support and they could take you from there. I just want to look up close and see, all right, what's the confetti like in this kit? Because it's a landscape. That just, I feel like, often means by nature it's going to be pretty confetti heavy. And the greenery areas, 100% it is. So confetti is where you have a lot of color changes in a small area. And so you'll be doing more in the way of single placing, changing out the color in your tray more often. And it's going to take a little longer, but the upside is that you're going to get more detail and better color blending. There is some of the opposite of the confetti up in the sky that we'll look at in a bit, so we'll talk about that. But for the moment, just taking a look at this, the printing is pretty clear on the canvas, like it usually is. I'm not having any trouble with reading any of these symbols. The colors in the top half of this canvas are giving me life. They're so pretty. We have some areas, here's a good example coming up over here, where that's what we would call color blocking, that number 4. So color blocking is where you have more of the same color in a small area. So grab your multi-placer, you're gonna have that color in your tray for a little bit longer, and areas like that'll go a little bit faster. So having those kinds of areas in the sky, I feel like will be a nice break from all the confetti at the bottom of the kit. If I were to go and work on this kit and I would want to try to avoid burnout, this would be my suggestion, would be to work on it in like vertical columns. That way, as you're working on it in columns as you go, you'll have a mix of, you'll do some sections with color blocking and then some sections with more confetti as you get towards the bottom, and then you'll restart and go back up when you start a new column, have some more color blocking at the top, be able to do some more multi-placing, and then as you're coming back down here, some more confetti. That's probably how I would do it. That's generally my approach when it comes to kits that have a lot of confetti in some areas, because that is one of the things that really will burn me out. And different things will burn different people out, but it's just something I know about myself. And so if you were looking for a strategy for tackling a large project like this one that does have some high confetti areas, that's what I would suggest. I also do have a video. This is true to size. I have a video that, to be fair, this video is several years old at this point, but it's still, I think, relevant and helpful. But it's a video that talks about tips and tricks for working on a really large canvas. And so I will try to remember to link that in the description box below too. So if you want some general tips and tricks for tackling a big canvas like this one, hopefully that video will give you some ideas, some places to start. Okay, let's talk diamonds. Big pack of diamonds here. They do put the name on here of the kit so you can make sure that it matches. Just in case you store the canvas and the drills separate from each other and outside the box they came in. Yeah, this, someone, I don't know, send me lots of luck for repacking this. This is gonna be a trick. I love the pale pastels I'm seeing in this one. I love that it's not overwhelmingly green. That's the other thing that tends to scare me away with landscapes. But this one is like not necessarily that. So We've got square diamonds here, like I mentioned at the beginning. And, oh wait, here's our first special drill. I have more to say on squares, but we'll get there. This is an AB. This is AB 945. Now, AB stands for Aurora Borealis. These diamonds get their name from the northern lights. If you take a look, you'll see it. There's a really sparkly iridescent coating on the top. It's going to grab your eye and draw it to the areas that this drill is on the canvas. And it's even going to pick up some of the shades of the drills around it. This is a really pale pink with like a hint of peach to it. In camera, that's throwing like really kind of orangey. I'll try to correct it, color correct it after, I finish this swimming when I'm editing. But it's more of a just pale pink and not quite so orangey peach. It's like there's just a hint of peach to it, but not as much as it looks in camera. Okay. Now these are not in DMC order. They're actually in order of weight or kind of amount of diamonds, which is handy if you kit up into storage containers that have a variety of sizes. So there is that. Diamond Art Club square drills, I do feel like are some of the best on the market. They're very consistent in terms of quality. The size and shape is usually really consistent across the board, and they're really minimal in terms of trash. Trash diamonds are diamonds that are unusable for any number of reasons. For me, like the really bad trash diamonds are the ones that have little tabs sticking off the side. Square diamonds sit flush up against each other on a canvas. There's not a lot of wiggle room like there is with rounds, where you have a little bit of space to work with. Diamond Art Club's grid is pretty tight, and so their square drills are sitting right up flush against each other on all sides. So if these diamonds were not good quality and had little tabs sticking off the side, there wouldn't be enough space for those diamonds to sit there, and they would pop if you tried to place them because there just wouldn't be space. So that's where they would go, is up. But Diamond Art Club doesn't tend to have issues with trash diamonds, which I really appreciate. It's minimal. Here's our first fairy dust color, Z3345, and I love that we have a darker fairy dust color because the darker the drill color, the more that the fairy dust coating really shimmers. We got a little straggler in there too. I love fairy dust diamonds. The subtlety of them is my favorite, and they have this pearlescent sheen from what looks like someone brushed some fine glitter on the tops of these diamonds. I think they're absolutely stunning. So we just have those two special drills so far. Do we have 3 of each, right? 3 fairy dusts? Yeah, 3 fairy dusts and 3 AB. We will also go through these together at the canvas and find where these different special drills are. My guess is we'll have some in the sky, maybe some in the windows. I wonder if we'll have some yellow and orange. Oh, we have this tiny amount of this kind of cherry reddish Z3801. Just one little small bag of this particular fairy dust color. There's not a lot of red in this canvas, so it must be in just those particular areas. We're getting there. We're getting there. You're going to need some storage containers that have a lot of, screw top jars or maybe multiple Elizabeth Ward trays to be able to kit up all these diamonds. Or if you're a baggies person, I suppose that might make it a little easier. Here's our next AB, AB 3078. This is a pale yellow AB. I wonder if that's going to be in the glow of the windows. And typically when kits, so for me, on just like a regular diamond painting, I'm typically going to kit up in DMC order, just regardless of how it otherwise is. Hold on, there's our next fairy dust, Z794. Actually, that's 3 of 3, our last fairy dust, pale blue. But when we're talking about kits that have more colors like this one, I would maybe suggest kitting up by symbol type, like putting all of the letters together, putting all the numbers together, putting all of the shapes, like all the triangles, squares, diamonds, that kind of thing together. Maybe that can make it easier to find the ones that you're looking for. There is our last special drill, is the very last one we're going to be looking at of all the colors. So we have this bright yellow AB 973, just a little bit of that one. Now, give me just a moment to glance over the canvas because I do spy some confetti. I'm just going to give myself a quick look ahead of you at where these special drills go so that you're not stuck waiting the whole time. All right, I'll be right back. You know what? That wasn't too bad, actually. So still, glad I could take a look ahead of time to hopefully make it a little bit easier. Let's start down here in this corner. Let's talk about this corner. So we had 2 different yellow AB colors. We had There was this super, like this is like a more saturated, like really bright yellow. And then we had a really pale yellow AB. So this really bright yellow, 973, that's the yellow that you're gonna see, that's the bright yellow color in the windows throughout here. There's also a little bit of it, it's the slightly darker yellow in this campfire area. And there's a little bit of it, like there's a little yellow spot right here that has 3 of that particular drill color. And then a little bit over here, this bright yellow, there's like 4 of it over there. Then the pale yellow color, the one that was like just more of like a really pale pastel yellow compared to that bright vibrant yellow. The pale pastel yellow, there's a little bit of it here in the center of this fire. And then the rest of it is really going to be elsewhere. So hold that thought on that particular color. Now that dark green fairy dust that I got really excited about, this actually stands out nicely, the symbol does, but it's this one that like looks brighter in camera. There's like this white symbol there and there and there. That's actually going to be that really pretty dark green fairy dust. So it's in a variety of different green places in the greenery. It's here, it's in a variety of spots here. That symbol really does stand out. That's very convenient. Some of these green spots going on over here and down here. It is also in the tree branches. You can see it through these tree branches, a variety of tree branches up here, as well as some of these tree branches over here and there. Now that cherry red fairy dust that there wasn't a ton of, that I commented like, oh, there's not that much red in this kit. So it's this, oh, you really can't see that from further back. Let me show you closer. It's this red shade right here. Almost looks pinkish there. It's that particular shade of red right there. It's the red, it almost looks pinkish orange this far away. It's right here. This is again that pale, like that cherry red fairy dust. There's a sprinkling of it over here. And then where's that sticker? I really want to double check this, what this is on the top of the house. Is that like a flag? Hold on. I can't tell what that is. It's this thing up here. I don't know what that is on top of the house, but that's, so there's some more of that cherry red fairy dust right there. And a little bit over here on the bank of the river. These are flowers, but it's this red that's going along down here in these bushes. Okay. And then we had, oh, I completely forgot to look for that pretty light blue fairy dust. I completely forgot that one. So we're going to find that one on the fly together. Cross our fingers, it's not too tricky to find. And it's not, I see it over here. Okay, we're going to move over to the bottom right corner of this canvas, then we'll go up to the top. So coming over to this part of the canvas, we have a bunch of that dark green fairy dust throughout a lot of the greenery over here. And then we have the first sighting of our pale pink AB. That's the one we had the most of in this kit in terms of special drills. It is all throughout the water here. Imagine it's the mountain's reflection in the water, because you're going to see some of these pale pink ABs in the mountains too, but it just makes the water so sparkly and pretty. So there's a lot of that pink AB all through there. The pale blue fairy dust, I see in some of these blue areas. It's here and here. It's like one of those medium to light blue tones kind of sprinkled through this layer. Some of these blues. And a little bit over in this blue area. Are we still in frame? Yes, we are. Perfect. Okay, and then none of the red over here is the red fairy dust. Just FYI. And then we're going to kind of move up this way. So this is also easy to spot. This looks like just this bright yellow here, some bright yellow in here and here. This is that really pale yellow AB. The pale pastel yellow AB is these various spots in the mountain range. Here, there. There's some lines of it here. There's also some as we get up here into this like upper quadrant. This is that really pale pastel yellow AB color. There's also tons of the pale pink AB. We are literally color blocking it right here. So grab your multi-placer with some putty that is not fresh is my recommendation. Like putty you've been using for a while, not too gummy to like continue using, but you don't want fresh putty, otherwise it's going to stick to the ABs and be a nightmare to multi-place. But slightly used putty, multi-place that a little bit more easily. And that pink AB continues through some of these various pale pink areas in this mountain range. There's a bunch of it up here. Did they put any of that light blue fairy dust up here? I just want to check. No. Okay. There's some of that pale yellow AB. And then let's go over to the top left and finish this off. So up here in the top left, what we haven't looked at yet, you're gonna see some of the pale yellow AB right here, surrounded by the pale pink AB. Lots more of the pale pink AB in some of these areas here and here. And that's gonna be it. Yeah, that'll do it. So I really do love the special drill placement. Just like the way that Thomas Kinkade plays with lighting and landscape settings, I think is stunning. I think it's really beautifully done. And I feel like Diamond Art Club, my first impression is that they have captured it really well. Having so many special drills in the mountains where the sunlight is like playing off of the snow and everything that's happening there, I think is such a beautiful idea. Having those special drills in the reflection in the lake down here is beautiful. And then of course, like the glow of the cabin, the bits of red color, some of the florals in here, and then the subtlety of the dark green fairy dust in the tree branches and leaves, I think it ties it all together really beautifully. So this is a stunning one, you guys. If you're a Thomas Kinkade fan and you like this beautiful, just cozy wintry scene, no, this looks amazing, you guys. So let me give you a really quick rundown and recap of the release info and for the kit as well. So this is part of a midweek release. These Thomas Kinkade kits are coming out tomorrow, which is Wednesday, September 24th at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern time. For these midweek releases, Diamond Art Club typically does not do a dedicated early release for Diamond and Ruby tier rewards members. It's just 9 a.m. for everybody. So if you're shopping for these, that's what time you want to check in. And then this particular kit was called Cathedral Mountain Lodge and is 104.8 by 69.9 centimeters. Square drills, 94 colors, 3 ABs, and 3 fairy dust. I am dying to hear your first impressions on this one, friends. Are you a Thomas Kinkade fan? Are you planning to shop some of these kits that are coming out tomorrow? There are some really, really gorgeous ones coming, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious to see if we might see even more. In particular, I would love to see if they might be able to get some of Thomas Kinkade's Disney pieces. I'm really crossing my fingers for that one, for those. But these, they turned these around fast. It was not that long ago that Diamond Art Club pushed out a voting round in the VIP group saying, hey, we've got Thomas Kinkade. We'd love for you to vote on which pieces of his you would like to see us release. And I feel like that was just a few months ago. So such a fast turnaround time. But there was no Disney in there. I was, like I said, kind of crossing my fingers that maybe. But for now, Thomas Kinkade's pieces truly, I feel like, are classics. Like I just feel like growing up, it's like, yeah, Thomas Kinkade, he was the landscape artist. So it's really neat to actually see these licensed from Diamond Art Club and actually done justice in diamond painting form. And I am just, curious to hear what you guys think too. So that's it. I hope this video was helpful and fun for you guys. Please subscribe if you want to see more diamond painting videos from me. I'd love to have you here as part of my community. You'll occasionally hear little crunchy ASMR vibes from my cat who's decided to hop up and join me as I film and eat a little bit this evening. And you'll also see unboxings and reviews from a variety of different companies. Weekly whip and chats if you want some company while you're crafting on Mondays, and a variety of other diamond painting videos, content, all that. But I'm going to let you go. Thank you for watching. I hope you're doing very well and that you have a day and a week that's as wonderful as you are. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.